The one thing we wanted to do is so you always know which one it is. You know, there's never confusion about who it could be. And to try and make them as different as possible, not the same. Jared's the one who always acts and does the stuff and seems like he's the tough one, but Simon thinks about things more, and he's probably, you know, he'd probably do better at school. Not necessarily because he's brighter, but just because he, you know, he's sort of applies himself more. Jared's the one who discovers it first, and the others say, no, you know, you're kidding, and Jared gets blamed for some of the stuff. But there's this magical world of, you know, elves and fairies and goblins that are living, you know, in the parallel to them. And Jared discovers a field guide, and in the field guide, when he's opened it, the magical creatures want that, and especially this one guy called Mulgarath, and he's he's probably the baddie in the film. You know, if there was a baddie, he's the one, and he comes, and if he gets the book, then he can have control, and he can find the weaknesses of all the other creatures, and he can take over the world. They discover things along the way, like they go and visit Aunt Lucinda, and they find out things from her, and they discover more about Arthur Spiderwick and who he was, and he's the one who wrote the field guide. But also there's the whole thing at the same time that Jared and the Simon, they're all going through the thing that the fact that their dad's left, and so, you know, so that's a tough thing for Jared. It was fun to do this thing where I was Simon, and I was outside, and then I'm just walking along calling for Mr. Tibbs so he can come and have his breakfast, who's his cat. And I fall to the ground and I get turned over by goblins. That was quite a fun sequence to film. I mean, they attached stuff to my legs and poles to my legs and just flipped me around and then flipped me over onto my back and onto my front and dragged me away. That was fun to do. None of the stuff they've done has been dangerous at all, you know, but it's still been a bit scary, like when they lifted up the piano and, you know, threw it towards us. It wasn't going to hurt us, but for that, you know, when you're doing the scene and it's coming, it does create, you know, a bit of real fear still.